What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. All right, guys. Here we go. If you've heard of The Agenda, then it's a good day for you, especially if you are a part of The Agenda. This is something that started to take place on Saints Twitter before the season started, and it was all about Rat-Dat getting Spencer Rattler as the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Then we had those hot and heavy first 2 weeks where Kubiak was Jesus. Nobody was being murdered in New Orleans anymore. Derek Carr looked awesome. The whole Alvin Kamara back. And then injuries came and the wheels completely fell off. Then injuries continued and the axles broke. And now, with this broken down ass jalopy of a team, Spencer Rattler has to step in and is expected to be the hero by a lot of fans. I don't think there's a lot of analysts expecting him to step in and just play great, Jake, but the amount of savior tweets that I have seen and savior type of emotions that I've seen espoused, God, I hope the faith is rewarded. I really do. I really do. There is nothing more exciting in professional football when you feel like you got a young, good one. You know, it's the best feeling in the world. You feel like you're going to be relevant for 2 decades. And you can be if you end up being correct. I'm trying to think, is Dak, you have Purdy, and then is Dak kind of the only other really good quarterback right now that wasn't a high draft pick? I guess Cousins was maybe third round as well or something around there.
Yeah, I think it was third, maybe even fourth. I think it was third.
I know Dak was fourth, right? So I guess what I'm getting at, it's rare that you have guys that aren't major high picks that go on to be great, but it can happen. And who knows, man? In infinite quantum realities, maybe we live in that special one where Rattler really is the guy, and all he needs is a shot, and he's too young and dumb to know different. I just analytically, and I don't mean like numbers, I just mean an analysis. I just really don't envy the position that he's in. You are a rookie quarterback going to be asked to make a start against a division rival that has way better vibes and probably a better team than you. And your offensive line is trash. You have very limited weapons to throw to. You do have a great defense and you'll have home field advantage. But Jake, this is an uphill battle for Rattler here.
It is wild. I hadn't even really thought about it, but there might be 3 guys that weren't first-round picks that you would consider good quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, almost all good quarterbacks are actually high picks. We just never think about that because so many go bust as well.
Yeah,
from the high picks.
So you mentioned Brock Purdy, Dak, and Jalen Hurts, second-round pick.
Yeah.
So maybe throw him in there.
And Kirk, Kirk's third.
And Kirk O'Chain's being third or fourth. So I guess four quarterbacks, and some people would not even agree with the 4 that we listed there. Yeah, I mean he's fighting an uphill battle. All the things that you just laid out there. Last game, now you went against a really good run defense. You couldn't run the football. Chris Olave was just a non-factor, which I'm going to assume is going to change with Spencer Rattler in there. You couldn't get anything going, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on somebody that's never taken an NFL snap because there's a lot of people that think it's going to be the savior that you talk about. So my hope is that the Saints don't have just this bland game plan for him, because if they do, I don't think that fits well to who he is. I think you have to have something that fits whatever your quarterback skill set is. So don't go in there and put a governor on him, because if you do that, it's not going to go well. It's I don't think, it's just not going to go well.
I mean, you might as well engage in risk, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the old underdog theory. It's the old Malcolm Gladwell book, David versus Goliath, right? Where when trying to affect an upset, you sometimes have to use strategies that will open you up to maybe losing the game even bigger, but also give you the best chance to win. It's like pulling the goalie in hockey, right? Yeah, the net's wide open, but you're desperate, and it's how you give yourself an advantage to try to score a goal to continue the game.
That's why the goalie in soccer on the last corner kick of the game, he comes all the way up to try to add one body.
So something like that, just writ large in a game plan, just go for it. Just throw bombs. But as
it doesn't it doesn't have to be crazy. Like, it doesn't have to be, hey, we're going to do something that nobody does. Just do basic things. And that, like, this offense isn't normal like the rest of the NFL, and that's okay. Like, it's something that's been successful, but also, like, put some things in where he's going to be comfortable. You played 3 receivers less than almost anybody in the NFL, right? Okay, well, he lived in 3 receivers. That's what he's done. So go out there with some 11 personnel, 2x2, whatever it might be, and give him some easy throws.
Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.com points out, I don't know. I feel like you still got to run the Kubiak system, though, right?
You do, but also, like, don't be afraid to look. Everybody can go 2x2.
Yeah.
Like, I just had a 5th grade flag game last night, and we go 2x2. And you can go 2-man route combinations. Yeah. Right? That's the kind of world that Spencer Rattler's lived in. It's in the playbook.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't try to shy away from things like that because you haven't done it, knowing it's there and knowing that's what he's thrived in college.
So here is just a short list of the things working against Spencer Rattler in the offense right now. Eric McCoy, injured. Cesar Ruiz, injured. Lucas Patrick playing through an injury. Taysom Hill, hurt. Alvin Kamara is now wearing a soft cast on his left hand. Rashid Shaheed didn't practice on Wednesday due to a hip injury. I mean, it is wild, the bullets that this offense has taken, and now Rattler's going to step into this position. Honestly, I don't think the offense is going to do consistently well on Sunday. If you're going to win this game, this is going to be about the defense doing what they've done all season long, playing very well, and putting you in a position to win. Now, granted, the defense has to avoid what they seem to do too often, which is play awesome until it matters the most, and then allow the play that they can allow to happen. But I can see a world, Jake, where maybe Rattler struggles, the offense sputters, but the defense sets you up for a game-winning drive situation, 2-minute, something quarterbacks are very comfortable in. Kind of mindless, go out there, you're more in a flow, and maybe he makes like a crazy big play to win the game. And the legend of Spencer Rattler starts. That feels a bit like the most realistic path to the Saints beating the Bucs on Sunday, in my opinion. Great defense, great crowd, and then Rattler making some plays around the edges. I will say this, though, again, in the same way, not in the same way, I'll say this, don't bail on Spencer Rattler if it doesn't look good on Sunday. Be honest with yourself about the context of the situation that he is taking over, what an uphill battle it is, and so grade everything that you see on that curve. And then you can get a clear look of how you feel about him in his NFL debut. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the 2 guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.